Hello there, guys and girls. This is the Russian Prince winner Total War Attila tournament cast. It's going to be new era, round 1, best of 1 between Arcticshieldbreaker of Grail Knights and Poccopacs of FG. So Arcticshieldbreaker is playing as the Ostrogoths, whereas we have Alans for Poccopacs. So I'm just gonna go over the builds in just a moment. Slow motion time. Let's go over the Ostrogoths. What do we have? Well, noble Gothic Lancers on the left flank with 2 Germanic Horsemen vanilla, 3 Germanic Horsemen vanilla with again noble Gothic Lancers. Interesting choice to bring that unit. Don't really see it too often. Actually, it's the first time I see it in a competitive tournament. Let's see. Rest of the forces. Well, we have 4 elite Ostrogothic pikemen up front. In terms of archers and bows, well, 1 Germanic bow up front with, let's see, 4 Germanic archers. Alright. Right behind we have 3 Gothic warband. And then the Royal Sionis Bronze 1 fast charge general. So not a lot of infantry in this Ostrogothic build, just because of the elite Ostrogothic pikemen. These guys are expensive and kind of risking a little bit when you bring these guys, but they're very strong from the front. Something to keep in mind. Now let's look over the build of the Alans. So what do we have here? The Alani General with a brace. We have 2 noble Alani Cavalry, gold 1 on the left flank, and then let's see, 3 noble Alani Cavalry, gold 1 on the right flank. In terms of pikes, we see up front 4 Germanic pikes, supported by, let's see, is it 5 Germanic archers? Indeed it is. Behind those, we have some Sarmatian warband as well. 3, 4, 5 Sarmatian warband. These guys are definitely strong in melee. Lots of punch and power. And that seems to be the build. Or rather, the build. It's gonna fast forward as it seems like it's a long replay. 14 minutes. So you can see the Germanic bow is kind of like the meat shield, it seems, or something. But they're not gonna do too much here. Precision shot already activated, so they're gonna start dying. When is the skirmishing phase gonna actually start though? Okay, there we go. So the Germanic pikes are being focused right now by the Germanic archers. Interesting choice. Instead of targeting the Germanic archers, he decides to go for the elite Ostrogothic pikes. Not the elite Ostrogothic pikes, but rather the Germanic pikes. And now the same thing's gonna happen here. Probably looks like, yeah, the elite Ostrogothic pikes are being focused, but Ostrogothic pikes much more expensive than the Germanic ones. Something to keep in mind. Though flaming shot not too effective against them, should see regular shot instead, but as you can see it's still doing the damage. Now these Germanic pikes pushing up a little bit more, still flaming shot being wasted on these elite Ostrogothic pikes instead of standard shot. Definitely should be using standard shot in such a scenario. This Germanic Poe unit actually came back and got like 2 kills, but still
unit is running from the enemy.
It looks like they're just gonna end up wasting all their ammunition onto the pikes, it seems. But the pikes are really taking significant damage of both players, though this one is gonna be off the field soon. Germanic pikes in particular are not that great. 8 armor instead of 45, so these guys definitely are able to take much more punishment than the Germanic ones. Let's fast forward though, because as you can see, nothing really happening other than the skirmishing. Might be the same for a long time. No player is really deciding to engage here. But Ostrogoths moving Germanic archers on the flanks. They're first to do this. But already most of the arrows have been wasted on these Germanic archers. Though they did kill 2 elite Ostrogothic pikemen. So that is something to consider. Those units are basically dead at this point, so the center is gone for the Ostrogoths. But on the other hand, pretty much no ammo on Germanic archers. And Germanic archers are really good against cavalry. So Wasting all the ammo just to kill two elite Ostrogothic pikemen and not even kill them? Debatable, I guess. And still a little bit of ammo left, but I think maybe I would have wasted at most half their ammo, but then kept the rest in case I needed them against cavalry. I think that would have been the best course of action. Like maybe half ammo used on the elite Ostrogothic pikemen, and not just in one, but like on a couple of them to lower their hit points as much as possible and stuff. These Germanic archers getting attacked here by Noble Alani cavalry and Noble Gothic lancers going for the charge. Definitely this engagement, so far this engagement is going well for the Alans, because it's one Noble Gothic lancer against Noble Alani cav, two of them. But we have more cavalry coming in for the Ostrogoths, and the Alani general kind of getting charged here, and this is a little bit weird. Elite Ostrogothic pikes engaging here, the flanks of this Germanic pike unit, definitely going well for the Ostrogoths over here. But I like how the Alans are kind of like forming a line over here, because all these units of the Ostrogoths, as you can see, they're just wasted. Though this Germanic pike unit is going to die to the elite Ostrogothic pikemen. This is a bit of a weird engagement. But again, indeed, the Germanic pikes lose, of course. These Germanic horsemen will lose the Gold 1 Noble Alani cavalry. Sarmatian warband also coming in to support, so definitely these engagements are actually not too bad for the Alans. In fact, they're pretty good. If you can get the cavalry in here, that would be great. Or into the rear here. It looks like he's going to go into the archers, but that means he's not going to have a charge bonus, and these guys will. Though he's going to give another attack order, so that's gonna. He might have gotten another charge there. Not sure how the charge mechanics work exactly. These elite Ostrogothic pikemen doing weird things for sure. But yeah, these units are not doing too well for the Ostrogoths at the moment. Though the flanking maneuver might be very annoying for the Alans to deal with. Sarmatian warband getting pulled away. I kind of like this. So these Sarmatian warband pulling away. Now we might see some flanking and so on. These Germanic pikes need to reposition though for the Alans for sure. I really like the position the Alans are in right now actually. Not too bad, but again, the Germanic archers totally out of ammo. They could have fired a couple of volleys onto the cavalry of the Ostrogoths, but since they're out of ammo, no can do. No can do at all. Sadly for the Alans, that is. These Germanic pikes, of course, no chance against Gothic warband or Ostrogothic pikes, but these guys are down to 57. Still might beat the Germanic pikes, especially because they're engaging them at this angle. Though they're not in pike formation, so I guess they will probably just lose that. Yeah, this engagement definitely not looking good for the Ostrogoths so far, but now these guys don't have an attack order onto the Germanic archers though, so that's not good for them. So these guys are gonna be bait because they are ammo-less. Though, ooh, the Royal Scion is going in to attack the Alani general. This is definitely an overextension by the Alans here, going so far with the general. I do not agree. And this Germanic horseman unit is going to do well against the Noble Alani cavalry, that's for sure. I think. That unit is being pulled back, but as it's pulling back, it's going to lose because it's getting rear charged. But same thing over here, actually. Both trading that thing. So over here, the Gothic warband looks like it got charged by the Noble Alani cavalry, so damage done was real there. And these guys could follow up and do damage on their own. This elite Ostrogothic pikeman actually getting some kills here, but being wasted overall. They're not even in pike phalanx, something to consider. Again, the elite Ostrogothic pikemen, for the most part, they were wasted. Sarmatian warband here should just completely decimate that unit, I feel. And we'll see though. We will see. Noble Alani cap here. Again, the Alani general. This could be the turning point in the battle. If the Alani general dies, this is game over. And because of the support that's here, yeah, the Alani general is gonna die. Once the Alani general dies, it could be huge. And these guys are engaged in melee, which is not very good for the Ostrogoths at all, actually. But I do like the way the Alans are using the Germanic archers, because sending them in like this against... Basically, they have no ammo, and sending them in like this against units with ammo means that those units will have to kite back or something against them, and that's really nice. I really like that. The way those Germanic archers were used on that flank. I mean, and the thing is, the general for the Alans is not dead yet. That's the sad part. Like, he should be given an attack order to kill it, because it's just 8 men left. He definitely couldn't be killing it at that point. Okay, the general is dead. Was one of those last 2 men killed. So this is huge. Now the Alans will have a massive morale penalty, and there are a lot of swords on the field, and some archers left with no ammo. So with the cavalry the Ostrogoths have, and the low amount of swords still on the field, I feel like the Ostrogoths could start a chain rout if the engagement is properly done. If this Lancer unit goes in for the Sarmatian warband, it could do so much damage. Trying to brace here, but not enough time for bracing, and they didn't even get their jabs off onto the noble Gothic Lancers. So this unit, wow, just look at it drop very quickly because of the charge. It's down to below 60 and now it's routed. That was a huge charge by the noble Gothic Lancers. Sure, they're engaged now, so they won't be able to do too much. But, ooh, this unit is still on the field, but it's not going to stop the charge of the general. This Germanic horseman going to go in here. Let's look at the damage it's going to do on the charge. Massive, because this unit isn't braced. Doesn't even have darts left or anything, so yeah. Look at the Sarmatian warband. Going down so quickly. Even with frenzy, it's unable to kill this Germanic horseman. And it looks... it's still, considering the way it looks, like it's still not bad for the Alans, because it looks like, okay, they have all these sword units left and such, but if this was Rome 2, Alans would have won, but there's still this amount of cavalry left on the field for the Ostrogoths, which could just be the end of the Alans. So this Germanic archer being used as charge bait very nicely. But now more charges from the Lancers coming in here. Actually, the charges were not very good, were they? Or actually, they are getting the kills, but the charge was kind of off, for sure here. But still, more cavalry for the Ostrogoths still on the field. Gonna see a rear charge here by the Royal Sionis. Actually, not rear charge, but still going to do massive damage. So this noble Gothic Lancer is disengaged. This engagement's still going on here between the 2 Germanic archers. Why is that so? Oh yeah, low melee attack and low melee damage. So those engagements will take a long time. So another cav charge here by the noble Gothic Lancers. This one's gonna do well though. And now a charge into the Germanic pikes. And they weren't down, so now they're routed off the field. Yeah, it looks like the Alans are going to end up losing, just barely though here, to the Ostrogoths. And Arcticshieldbreaker is going to end up moving forward in the new era tournament. I had a bit of a weird build with all those elite Ostrogothic pikemen. Don't normally see that, but ended up working for him. So yeah, that's the game. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you want to see more, don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+. Share the video, and I shall see you next time.